learning online or learning remotely, whatever we'd like to call it. Today is day 2, and it's time for our daily read aloud. It actually was kind of difficult to pick a book. I thought it would be really easy. I went upstairs and was picking through all my son's books. There's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them up there. And I'm looking through each book that I want to read, and I'm deciding, the pictures aren't great. I don't know how they're going to show up online. Some of the books are too small. Some of them are way too long. I said, I don't think anybody wants to hear, watch a 20-minute read aloud without having, some real interaction as we would if you were here in front of me. And then I came across Pig Kahuna by Jennifer Sattler. And I said, I love that book. I'm definitely going to read that one tomorrow. So that's what we're going to read, Pig Kahuna. It's a little bit of play on words of Big Kahuna, which is kind of like a surfing thing if you're not involved in that world or never heard Big Kahuna before. This one is called Pig Kahuna. And everyone that comes into my library knows I love books where the characters are pigs, like the Hampire, and there's just lots of books that have pigs in them for some reason, and I always kind of gravitate towards those. So we're going to do Pig Kahuna by Jennifer Sattler. On the cover here we see 2 pigs, one wearing a diaper, which always is good for a couple laughs with the younger guys and gals, and they're standing on a big surfboard. We go to school in Atlantic City. We live right by the beach, and surfing is something that happens quite often close to our school over at Richmond Avenue, and I think you'll really like this story. Pig Kahuna, Jennifer Sattler. And here we have the title page, and the larger pig is pulling the smaller one, who now has a kind of a crown of seaweed on his head. I always like to take a look at the illustrations on the picture and on the title page and the copyright page. There's just some shells and things like that. Here we go. It was Saturday. Fergus and his baby brother Dirk were collecting treasures. And there we see Fergus and Dirk on the beach. The waves would roll in, leave something for their collection, and roll back out again. It worked quite nicely as long as Fergus didn't have to go in the water. Look at Fergus's face. He knew there was more than just treasure in that water. There was a lurking, murky ickiness. So far that day, Fergus and Dink had collected some seaweed, a pebble that looked like an eyeball, and a shell that might be an actual shark's tooth. Look at that. Some beach treasures. And then, there it is. The surfboard. They waited 15 whole minutes, but nobody came to claim the surfboard. So they decided to make it the star of their collection. Of course, surfing on it was out of the question because of the lurky, murky, ickiness factor of the water. So they are not going to use the surfboard for surfing. I wonder what they're going to use it for. So they found other, drier uses for it, and they named it Dave. There we go. They named it Dave. I wonder why Dave. I wonder what significance that name has for them. Dave. Dave was a loyal companion. Stay. Good boy. After a while, Fergus offered to get some ice cream. Chunky chocolate Chattanooga choo-choo chip, right, Dirk? I mean Dink. His name's Dink, not Dirk. Dink looked long and hard at Dave. He seemed to have lost his shine. You miss the ocean, huh, big fella? You should be wild and free. What do you think Dink's going to do with him? Dave! Fergus is not happy. Dave is in the ocean, and Fergus does not like to go into the ocean because of all that ickiness. Fergus ran into the water and furiously swam out to save Dave. Bon voyage! Don't worry, little buddy, he whispered. He's in the water. I've got you. No sooner had the words left Fergus's mouth than he felt Dave rise up beneath him. Look right there, that is a big wave. Whoa, check that out. Fergus is surfing, even if he didn't want to. That's a fantastic illustration. That really is a really wonderful illustration by Jennifer Sattler. Fergus, said Dink, you surfed. Yes, look at that little smile he has on his face. Even though he doesn't like the ocean, I think he liked the surfing. I surfed! Fergus and Dink kept their eyes peeled for more treasures. And boy, did they find one. They're both surfing now. And if you look up at the top there, you'll see that they found a conch shell. And a conch shell, you might have seen somebody, maybe in another book or a movie or something like that, kind of blowing into the shell and making like a big burr, burr kind of noise. And that's Big Kahuna. That's a great little story. It's really simple, takes place over a really short period of time. Wonderful illustrations, and just two, I guess they're brothers. I don't know, I never really thought about it, and the author doesn't tell us, but I think they're brothers hanging out on the beach and just having a nice time together. I wish it was time for us to go out to the beach. We live here in Atlantic City at Richmond Avenue School. We're only a couple blocks away, and the summer is coming. Hopefully we'll be back to school in no time, and we'll be able to sit together and do a read aloud the way I like to do it with students in front of me. If you have a suggestion for tomorrow, if it's a book that I have, I would be happy to read it for you. So you can go ahead and just comment here in the classroom and let me know what you think, or if you have any suggestions. There's a couple other ways I thought about reading the book today, try to like hold it out a little bit. Maybe I could just do like a voiceover, take still pictures of each of the pages, and then just read over it if you would like. Any suggestions you have and how you might like to experience our read aloud every day, you can just comment here in the classroom and I'll give them a read, okay? Well, thanks for joining me and see you tomorrow.